Hello students, today we're going to be doing Inquiry 4.2. We're going to be investigating how warm air and cool air move. So we have a similar setup to what we had in Inquiry 4.1 with our convection tubes. But this time we're going to use smoke.
I'm sorry, Ms. Shepherd.
This time though we're going to use smoke to let you see how the air moves above the surface. Let's take a look at our hypothesis. Okay, your choices in the blanks here are going to be warm or cool. So think about which type of air you think would be more dense and which type of air you think would be less dense. So for your hypothesis, if blank air is less dense than blank air, so of course you'd put warm or cool in each one of those blanks, and has a tendency to rise. So there's a hint for you. Which type of air, which type of temperature rises, then it will create an unstable air mass. If blank air is denser than blank air and has a tendency to sink, then it will create a stable air mass. So again, in all of your blanks, you're going to choose either the word warm or the word cool. Okay, so pause the video for a second if you need to stop and think about that. Our materials for this lab are found on page 59. And our procedures are found on page 64 to 67. For our data for this lab, we're just going to be making observations. So I just created a simple observations data table. You have a space to type in your observations for your hot water, and you have a space to write in your observations when we use the ice. And we're actually going to do ice first because that's how we have it set up. So I'm going to switch over to the webcam. And as you can see here, we have the ice under the convection tube. And let's take a temperature reading. The bottom thermometer is on 22.5 and the top thermometer is on 22.5. So that's about our starting temperature. Okay, this time we have added a tube and a funnel and a little aluminum pan to our setup. And Ms. Forsman is about to light a little stick that will produce smoke, and the smoke will go through the funnel and up into the tube. And so we will be making observations about how the air in the tube moves. So I'm going to come in a little closer to the tube. Maybe that's too close.
You can do an autofocus when you get it closer.
Well, it was just so close to it. Let's see. Okay, that way y'all can see what's going on in the tube a little bit better. There we go. All right, we're ready to begin. Now we will be turning the light off for this so that you can see the smoke better, and I'll do that after we get the smoke going. There it goes. Smoke's now entering the tube. I think we've got more smoke in the room than we do in our convection tube. Well, I see the smoke. It's all staying way down at the bottom. Let's see if we can see that. We're going a little too far. As you can see, the smoke is kind of all staying down at the bottom. Let me shine the flashlight and see if we can see it a little bit better. Do you see the smoke swirling around at the bottom?
There you go. You can see
yeah, there we go. So the air is seeming to stay closer to the bottom.
Put the flashlight up there.
Okay, now let's put the flashlight up here.
Yeah,
you can still see some of the smoke though swirling around at the bottom of the tube. So the air is staying close to the bottom. So for your observations for the ice, you would want to mention what's happening to the smoke. It's staying near the bottom of the tube, staying closer to the cool temperature. Okay, I'm going to turn the light back on for a moment while we switch over. We're going to switch over to
You want
our...
to just use the same tube and put it on
Yeah,
top?
just put it over the...
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to switch over to the warm water. There we go. All right, we're going to light the stick again to create the smoke. Okay, well, that's moving faster. Okay, I'm going to turn the light off so we can see.
Oh, you can see that one good.
Here we have a little smoke here, but now the smoke is moving up into the tube. There we go. The smoke is actually coming all the way up to the tube and coming out the top of the tube. So when we have warm temperatures on the surface, then the hot air can rise, and the smoke is allowing you to see it come all the way up through the tube and out the top. So make your observations for that on your data table. Okay, I think y'all have seen that enough to make some good observations. I'm going to go back to our lab report for just a moment. Okay, so make sure you've made your observations on your data table. Remember, with the ice, the smoke stayed down low at the bottom of the tube, and with the hot water, the smoke moved all the way up the tube and out the top of the tube. Okay, for those of you in 601 and 602, you have your analysis questions to answer. You have a couple of vocabulary words that I want you to define. And then you have your conclusion at the end. For this conclusion, make sure you describe what happened with both the warm air masses and the cold air masses. Use your evidence from our observations to support your conclusion. All right, y'all have a great day.